Welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by Pokemon Trainer Jay. Ingress Insights is a podcast about the Niantic game Ingress. Listen each week for the latest news, updates and rumours. Let us know your thoughts by leaving a voice message or emailing us at the links in the show notes.
Additional intel available.
Hello agents and welcome to episode 90 of the Ingress Insights podcast. Today's episode is a bit different. I'm taking a week off, so this is something I've previously recorded. As you'll see by the title, what we're going through this time is what happened to Ingress during COVID and the lockdowns, pandemic, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was especially appropriate seeing as it's been 5 years now since the lockdowns in the UK, and letting people know that weren't playing at the time how Ingress managed as a game that you play out in the real world when you couldn't go out in the real world at that time because of the pandemic, lockdowns, COVID and everything that was going on. So what I've tried to do is put together a bit of a timeline to go through and then discuss some thoughts on. So going from March 2020 running through to February 2023 kind of, but also kind of ending in September 2022. So hopefully you enjoy, and it's something a bit different to go through this time. Before I do start, it's all come from a variety of sources, so some of the things Niantic posts on their official blog, some of them they only posted into forums, some of them they post on the Ingress news site. So I've gathered what I can from where I can. I acknowledge I may have missed some things, but just want to thank the website ingress.plus that has a backer of the Ingress community forum. That's been very helpful when I've been researching, going back through these things, so plenty of links from that website on there, so please do go visit them, check out Mediagress, badges, everything they've got going on there. So I'll get started with the first blog post from March 2020 from the Niantic team. This was posted on the Niantic blog on March the 30th, 2020, and it's called Embracing Real-World Gaming from Home. Dear Niantic community, we are reaching out to extend our best wish to you for your wellness at this time of unprecedented challenge due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The increased physical and mental strain can have a lasting impact on people. We're here for you. But the world has changed, so what can we do? We created Niantic with a mission to help people get outside, exercise and explore the real world with the ultimate goal of helping people connect with others. Today we support a global community of hundreds of millions of people who look to our games for regular entertainment and an opportunity to get outside and connect with friends. We have always believed that our games can include elements of indoor play that complement the outdoor, exercise and explore DNA of what we build. Now is the time for us to prioritise this work with the key challenge of making playing indoors exciting and as innovative as our outdoor play. We are adding to our product roadmap so we can enable more ways to play inside and around the home in the coming days or weeks when the world needs it most. While it's impossible to predict when and how the situation of COVID-19 will evolve globally, we're going to make the following changes to our games and live events. So for exercise, you can track your steps indoors with Adventure Sync, so activities like cleaning your house and running on the treadmill count towards game achievements. We're going to make improvements to Adventure Sync so it works even better with indoor movement activities. Social, we're enhancing our in-game virtual social features to enable players to stay in touch when they can't meet in real life. You'll soon be able to team up with friends and take on raid battles together in Pokemon Go from the comfort of your own home. Explore. We're also looking into how we can help players virtually visit and share memories about their favourite real-world places until they can visit them once again in person. Live events. We're reimagining what it means to participate in an Niantic live event this summer and putting our creative energy towards bringing the excitement direct to your home. That means we're working on an entirely new way to enjoy Pokemon Go Fest. More details coming soon. As our community knows, we've already made a number of changes to adapt to the current environment where group play is no longer possible and outdoor activity may be restricted. We just launched a new form of gameplay in Pokemon Go called Go Battle League that you can play from anywhere in the world, including at home. We reduced the walking requirements for Go Battle League from 3 kilometers to 0 and introduced deeply discounted incense and Pokeballs so people catch Pokemon without travelling far. Gifts have been more useful content, and we increased storage so you can send and receive more gifts. For Harry Potter Wizards Unite, we've increased the amount of content that's near you on the map, so players should see spell energy, more iconic Harry Potter content, and rare potion ingredients to help you make progress. We've made potion tuning adjustments so players can have foundables spawn directly at their house. Among other changes, gifts have also been adjusted to include more helpful resources, and we increased the amount of gifts that players can open each day. Ingress portals are now tuned to encourage at-home play and will reduce the need to interact with multiple portals. We've increased the number of portal hacks before burnout, reduced cooldown period for portals, and enabled the deployment of 2 level 8 and level 7 resonates per portal. In addition, portal recharge has been added for a new means for daily credit towards the Sojourner Medal. In areas where it is permitted by local authorities, outdoor walks practiced with proper social distancing will continue to be a great way to contribute to physical and mental well-being, and you'll still be able to play our games while you do that. The changes we are making offer an alternative when that's not possible. We look forward to the day when we can return the familiar place we dream about and once again safely play together with family and friends. When the world is ready for that, we'll be ready too. Signed, J.H. John Hankey. There wasn't a lot mentioned about Ingress in that blog post on Niantic's site. However, there was an update posted in March as well by the Ingress team on the Ingress community forum called Updates to Upcoming Ingress Events. Agents, we have made the decision to postpone or cancel the following events. So April 4th, first Saturday, all global events have been cancelled. April 25th, the Lexicon Hexathlon, all 15 events have been postponed, and now submission days following the Hexathlon event will also be postponed. May 9th, the Requiem Anomaly, the event has been postponed. May 9th to July 3rd, NL1331X, this event has been postponed, and now mission days associated with NL1331X will also be postponed. The registration for Requiem and Lexicon scheduled to open today will be postponed to a later date. We are looking at alternate dates within the next 12 months and will provide an update as soon as possible. Given the varying degrees of impact and the risk from location to location, there is no one-size-fits-all solution across our live events. We will continue to monitor the risk level assessments for each country and observe guidelines from global health experts and local authorities. Updates to the rescheduled dates and registration details will be announced as soon as possible. Our top priority will always be the health and safety of everyone who attends and puts on our events. We understand many people have been planning for and looking forward to these events for a long time, and we look forward to getting these back on the calendar soon. We thank you for your understanding. If you weren't playing Ingress during this time, you may have wondered what Requiem was. So it was one of the anomalies that was meant to run in 2020, which obviously got cancelled, and then we'll cover what happened to that later on. I'll just read through the update that there was, because anomalies have changed quite a bit since this time. The power of Ingress agents is strong, but until we understand our enemy will always be on the run, it's time to uncover the origins of Nemesis and decipher their plans. Will you be able to defeat Nemesis and help save the researchers? For this anomaly, when it was previously going to run, you'd need to purchase a ticket, and then you'd get instructions for acquiring a ticket in-app, and you could have an on-site activation which was free. During that time you receive 2 times AP during the anomaly event. If your participation is verified, you get the bonus AP after the event. And then you receive the Nemesis Requiem in-app medal if your participation is verified. Be counted for anomaly scoring if your participation is verified, and also receive a report of your anomaly actions with your place on the local leaderboard if your participation is verified. Note: requires on-site hacking participation to receive awards. You must attend in person and perform at least 13 successful hacks of on-site anomaly portals during the anomaly period. You could also have an off-site activation. Again, you receive 2 times AP during your anomaly event regardless of location or participation, and you get the bonus AP after the event. Receive the Nemesis Requiem in-app medal if your participation is verified. Receive a report of your anomaly actions with your place on the remote leaderboard if participation is verified. Note: requires remote participation during the anomaly to receive medal and leaderboard rewards. You must recharge an anomaly portal during the anomaly period, or provide Intel operator services during the anomaly period. There was also an official after party that was paid that came with entertainment, refreshments, and exclusive experiences. There were full details to follow, but obviously they never came to fruition. And there were digital kits available, and again, they didn't come to fruition, show things that were there, but it's all in order to get new character medals and a digital readiness kit to help you prepare for the anomaly. It was planned there'd be a group photo on Saturday, followed by the anomaly competition in Munich, Germany, and then the official after party in Praternitzell in Munich, and then Sunday was mission day all day. Unlike when we get the general shard battles and things like that for the anomalies as we know them now, it didn't really detail what was happening at that anomaly. It just said they will be competing in several challenges along with members of your faction. So that was what the Requiem anomaly was going to be, but obviously it didn't end up happening due to COVID. Also in March 2020, the Ingress team posted up temporary in-game changes made to Ingress. Some of these were covered by the Niantic blog posts I firstly mentioned, but not all of them. Agents, we've made the following changes to Ingress, which are effective starting now until further notice. For the Sojourner Medal, a portal recharge counts as a portal. Going forward, agents can hack or recharge a portal in consecutive 24-hour periods for daily credit towards the Sojourner Medal. High-level agents can deploy 2 level 7 and 2 level 8 resonators per portal. Portal cooldown is reduced to 90 seconds. Portal hacks before burnout have been increased to 16 hacks. So again, that was all to encourage people not going too far, staying at home, maybe hacking Capture Portal if they've got one. The Ingress team did run some virtual events during the COVID lockdown kind of time, and they also released lots of new features, presumably whilst they were all working from home and getting more done. So I'll run through some of those next. On the 31st of March 2020, the Ingress team ran a virtual NL1331 meetup. In an effort to bring the global agent community together, NIA researchers have discovered a way to intercept the November Lima 1331X XM detection vehicle NL1331X and temporarily transmit its avatar to all agents via the Ingress scanner. Glyph hacking or recharging any portal today will successfully mark your attendance at its virtual global NL1331X meetup and advance the NL1331 meetups medal by 1. Keep your headphones on and share your sitreps and photos on social media with the NL1331X hashtag. So as I said, hacking or recharging any portal got you the badge. So if you see on some agent profiles, they may have one NL1331X meetup badge, but they've not attended an anomaly where there's been one present. That's how I got mine. During this event, they also enabled the NL1331X avatar for all agents, and if you've not seen that in-game, it does a little car honk beep when you tap it, so that's why they say about keeping your headphones on. And then that became available in the store to purchase for 5,000 CMU. So you may have had that since. They also added some NL1331X wallpapers, just so you could show that off, have them as your background, stuff like that, during any Zoom calls you were doing during the pandemic. As I mentioned, during this time, we got a lot of new features and items released that are still in the game today. So on the 2nd of April, we got a post on the Ingress community forums saying about Apex Boost. New recruits to Ingress have a lot to learn as they ramp up and gain experience. Agents who forge ahead to unlock higher access levels often join local cells and communities, contribute to portal farms, or engage in field ops. We'd like to help welcome more agents into these parts of the fold by making leveling more accessible. Resembling a SIM card, the new Access Point exploit, Apex, temporarily modifies the Ingress scan to multiply AP earned by 30 minutes. Built using designs recovered from Oliver Lynch and Wolf, the NIA created this boost to help agents level up so they are better equipped to defend against incoming threats like Nemesis. This time we are releasing a temporary amplified version of Apex 2 times at launch that earns double AP for 30 minutes. In the future, new and different variant versions of Apex 1.5 times and Apex 1.25x may become available in the store. To help illustrate, with Apex 2x equipped, deploy a Resonator, 250 AP, install a portal mod, 250 AP, destroy an enemy Resonator, 150 AP. Without, deploy a Resonator, 125 AP, install a portal mod, 125 AP, destroy an enemy Resonator, 75 AP. While Apex is activated, a 30-minute timer is visible on the map screen. Returning to the boost category of the inventory carousel allows agents to extend Apex for an additional 30 minutes up to 2 hours. It isn't possible to stack multiple Apex concurrently for 4 times AP. Please note that Apex are not hackable XM objects via the portal network. One Apex 2x will be added to each new access field kit when agents level up, level 2 to 8. Apex will also become available to all agents in the store. For a limited time, 4 Apex will be available in the store at 0 CMU to agents' accounts older than 8 days starting today through April 9th, giving agents 2 hours of double AP. As I mentioned, we still have this existing in the game now, and we have the 2S Day events that kind of help to get that extra boost on there, because you can use an Apex during that time and get 4 times AP. In this post, they mentioned about 1.5 and 1.25 times AP for the Apexes. I'll spoil it now and say those never materialized, and the information for those got removed from the Ingress help pages, so I don't think they're ever coming. Maybe we'll get something that's a bit more, like 3 times AP to help people, but then maybe that's too much at once. As mentioned, this did come out April 2020, so it was developed during the pandemic times. On April the 27th, 2020, the Ingress team announced that first Saturdays would be becoming virtual. So they said that together with Fev Games, we've made some adjustments for Saturday so you can participate without being outside. We're excited to have our first virtual First Saturday this coming Saturday on May 2nd. First Saturday has been a successful cross-faction social event bringing together agents from various levels of experience. We're excited to continue fostering this social connection with agents in the community and spread positivity during these uncertain times. Fev Games that assist with First Saturday just mentioned some ways you could do that. So they said socialise and have fun. Event organisers will decide activities to measure both social and game participation, which can include one or more of the following activities in regards to the required portal recharging challenge: solving the passcode challenge together, Wayfarer review party, stats competition, sharing stories through comms, and other activities suggested. And they said they're still doing the group photos, so you do the virtual photos, there's lots of sending selfies in like that. For the portal recharging challenge, they mentioned that staying home means limiting your interaction with the portals, which is a challenge for in-game participation. Fortunately, we can recharge portals remotely. Take a look at your keys inventory to engage in the portal recharging challenge. Help your city heal as many portals as possible. For this challenge, event organisers will monitor XM recharge through your agent stats submitted to the auto score sheet. Every city must use the auto score sheet. Agents need to make sure they get the link to the form to submit their stats at the beginning and at the end of the event. Any one city XM recharge should be at least 50,000 XM overall. Everyone can contribute towards this goal. So for those of you that didn't participate in Virtual First Saturdays, what you have to do is send your stats in at the start of the first Saturday, then go recharge all the stuff that you could, and then send your stats back in, and then you'd see details that come through on there. Obviously, there were no restock portals or anything like that. It was basically recharge, do Wayfarer reviews is what my Virtual First Saturdays consisted of. Sometimes I'd do lots of recharging, stay there for the whole thing, chat a bit on Zoom and stuff like that. Other times I was busy, I'd just send my stats in, recharge everything I could, send my end stats in and be done in an hour. But it really varied on how you want to do that and how your community was. I did a lot of stuff with the Scottish group and with the Wayfarer group in the UK. So that was fun. I'd love to know how your virtual First Saturdays have been, if you attended them, how you found them to other First Saturdays. I mentioned doing Wayfarer reviews as part of Virtual First Saturday, so there was something else that was introduced regarding Wayfarer as well. On the 25th of April 2020, the Ingress team posted a temporary change to Ingress where you get 2 times credit towards the Recon badge. So I said we've made the following temporary change to Ingress, which is effective starting now until further notice, and double credit towards the Recon medal. So 1 Wayfarer agreement earns 2 increments towards Recon. Level 12 agents and above can review portals on mobile or desktop at wayfarer.nianticlabs.com. So you may see some agents that review on both. They have a Pokemon Go account and an Ingress account, and their agreements may be entirely different. Usually it's due to this reason, so they've got 2 times credit during the COVID times and then got extra marks on their Recon badge compared to their Pokemon Go Wayfarer badge, which I don't think came until much later and isn't as high to get. I think it's 1,500 that one tops out at. So April was quite a busy month. I'm going to move into now some stuff that happened in June 2020 as well. On the 29th of June, the Ingress team posted an update on anomalies and events for 2020. Previously, they had postponed the Requiem anomaly and were thinking of what to do. As we're all aware, these are incredibly challenging times. Through it all, the resiliency and strong ties with the Ingress community have kept us inspired. Our thoughts go out to every person affected by what's happening in the world today. Back in March, we made the difficult decision to postpone our planned live events in 2020 in light of the growing concerns surrounding the global pandemic. During this time, we've had numerous discussions about how events would operate under all the health and safety measurements we'd take. We reimagined how events can still bring the community together while practicing physical distancing and being safe. After carefully reviewing this ever-changing situation, we've decided not to host any anomaly events in 2020 out of an abundance of caution. Although this decision comes at a time of universal uncertainty, our top priority remains the safety of and health of our players, staff and the community. In the meantime, we're committed to finding alternatives and new formats of live events that can be played outside safely. In quarter 3, we're planning to release the Battle Beacon, a faction vs faction competitive feature deployed by agents that can be played at portals while maintaining physical distance. We're also exploring connected cells using the regional scoring feature and global challenges around movement, Trekker, or missions completed. When local public gatherings can be managed safely, we'll explore resuming small-scale live events with careful planning and promoting healthy practices. We'll continue to observe guidelines from global health experts and local authorities, and we encourage all our players to do the same. We look forward to sharing our event plans as they develop. We appreciate all the feedback and suggestions you've shared, and continue to share in the Ingress Community Forum. Thank you. Stay safe and healthy. So again, that was delaying it even further and saying there wouldn't be anything for 2020. We did still have a few new features to come. So they mentioned obviously the battle beacons. Those will come later. I'll talk about them in a bit. But I want to talk about a new boost that we got as well. We're moving on now to the 2nd of July 2020. And that's when we got a new beacon type added, which was fireworks, which we still now have in the game. You get enlightened and resistance fireworks. We don't have any Machina ones yet, or any, I don't know, Christmas ones, pumpkin themed ones yet. So Brian posted in the Ingress community forum say we've added a new beacon type to Ingress, fireworks. Fireworks can be deployed on any portal, even a portal with an existing beacon or portal tracker already deployed, and they display on the target portal for 10 minutes. Like traditional beacons, there are visual markers that don't affect hack output. However, fireworks have both motion and sound. You can get 3 enlightened fireworks or 3 resistance fireworks from the store for 1000 CMU each. Celebrate this month's first Saturday on July 4th and help light up the Portal network. We've also added a free fireworks loadout for 0 CMU with 1 enlightened firework and 1 resistant firework to try out the feature. Stay safe and see you virtually this Ingress first Saturday weekend. As noted, we do still have these in the game. It used to be they go off, I think, at the end of anomalies when a certain faction's won. People like to celebrate with them and share them. It's nice that they've got the motion and sound. I know lots of people play Ingress with the sound off, but I quite like the fireworks. I'd hope we get a few different ones, as I mentioned. But it's interesting again to see a feature that was developed during this time, like Apex, that we still have running in the game now. As things started to change, some of the updates got reverted and changed, so I'm going to cover those next. It was a period of uncertainty with COVID where people were trying what worked best and trying to figure out how to change things to stay normal. The Ingress team obviously wanted people to still play their game whilst not being able to go outside in many locations. They did provide an update in August 2020 on the 20th, and they said, we've evaluated the impact of recent temporary changes to Ingress on everyday gameplay and have also heard agents' requests and feedback regarding our tuning. The following 2 temporary changes will be reverting their original values effective in 1 week starting Wednesday, August 26. Portal decay rate will turn to its original 15% per day. Portal hack burnout will return to its original 4 hacks. Bringing portal decay rate back to its original value, decaying over 1 week, will increase the portal turnover rate, and hack burnout can still be increased through multi-hacks mods if agents want to hack the same portal repeatedly. Other temporary changes still remain in effect for now, and will continue to monitor their impact on Ingress. Please continue to follow local guidance, and where possible, play outside safely. This was the start of various pandemic changes being rolled back, some of them that we did end up keeping, so I'll go through those at the end of what we were left with after the pandemic for Ingress. But we did then get another change in September 2020. On September the 29th, 2020, we got a new blog post from Niantic on their website. It was titled Re-Embracing the Real World. Niantic Explorers. Earlier in the year, we adjusted our real-world games to reflect the uncertainty and unknowns of real-world events, with the hope of giving our global community of players ways to stay entertained and socially connected from their homes. As the world continues to change, we are keeping some of these temporary changes while bringing some of the magic of exploration back to our games. Increased interaction distance to in-game location for Pokemon Go will remain for the foreseeable future, and multiplayer features like the remote raid pass in Pokemon Go and the night bus in Harry Potter Wizards Unite are here to stay. In addition, Pokemon Go's increased gift inventory limit of 20, incense price reduction and increased duration, and the bonus Stardust and XP for the first Pokemon catch of the day will remain as game balance improvements. We have heard from our explorers that they enjoy playing while safely walking and discovering the real world. This summer we saw this firsthand when millions of trainers from 124 different countries and territories walked an average of 15 kilometers during Pokemon Go Fest 2020. As a result, we'll soon revert walking distance for eggs and incense in Pokemon Go so that players can enjoy the game while on foot. Ingress will also revert some of its temporary adjustments and release a competitive feature battle beacons. As always, we encourage players to follow local health and safety guidelines, such as wearing masks, keeping at least 6 feet of distance from other people. While we hope our real-world games remain a bright spot in your lives, we want to thank our global player community for being that bright spot for us at Niantic. Play safe, the Niantic team. So not a lot was covered there on Ingress, but there was a separate post on the community forums regarding the changes. On the Ingress community forums, the team elaborated with updates to temporary in-game changes on Thursday, October 1st. Earlier today, Niantic shared a Re-Embracing the Real World blog post that explains our game team's thoughts on playing outside safely. Like other Niantic games, Ingress is also announcing changes to temporary adjustments we made earlier this year. Starting October 1st, 2020 at 1pm PDT, 8pm UTC, the following features will be updated. Portal recharge will not count as a portal hack towards the Sojourner daily hack streak. Agents hack portals or drone hack towards their daily hack streaks. Agents can deploy one level 8 resonator per portal. Agents can continue to double deploy level 7 resonators. For example, a level 8 agent can deploy 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4. Agents earn 1 credit for 1 Wayfarer agreement towards the Recon medal. The following features remain unchanged and will continue onward. Agents can deploy 2 level 7 resonators per portal. Portal cooldown between hacks is 90 seconds. Portal recharge earns 65 AP. DroneNet enables agents to hack portal from anywhere. Agents can submit 180 missions. Level 10 agents can review wayspots with Wayfarer. Level 8 agents on AR core supported devices can submit portal scans. Additionally, First Saturday events continue in the virtual format via messaging or video conferencing apps. We are continuously monitoring the ever-evolving global situation and working hard to reschedule previously planned live events for 2021. Please stay tuned to our official channels to stay up to date on any rescheduling announcements. So something I obviously missed on some of these posts somewhere was the fact that we got DroneNet during this time. So this is where you can send a drone out to hack a portal that's further away from you, and so you can send it then to hop to another portal. So as long as you've got portals within range, you can then get drone hacks on there. That allowed agents to hack portals they couldn't normally reach from home when they couldn't leave their homes, and still let them kind of virtually explore. You could drop your drone off if you were out somewhere and then move it around until it got sent back to you by another agent blowing up the portal. DroneNet has stayed around. That's part of the daily task now. Sometimes you get a task to drone hack a portal. So yet another thing made during the pandemic time that's not gone away. Also mentioned in that recent blog post was a battle beacon being launched that was hinted at in a previous community forum update as well. We got that launch on the 29th of September 2020. So they said battle beacons are competitive faction-based challenges for portal control. If you choose to initiate, your objective is to control the target portal across 5 checkpoints. Checkpoints occur at 3-minute intervals with the following escalating point values: 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Point values increase as the battle progresses to reflect the increasing intensity of the competition and create opportunities for a faction to possibly come from behind. The maximum point value in a single battle is 12 points. The faction with the highest total point value successfully captures the target portal. After each checkpoint, the portal will reverse alignment to the opposing faction, retaining any portal mods applied. Battle beacons are intentionally designed to allow factions to experience both offensive and defensive play. When the attacking faction neutralizes the target portal, they also have a small window to recapture the portal and deploy the first resonator. If one faction is outmatched or heavily outnumbered, these adjustments help promote more back and forth game actions during the 15-minute battle, but are not so powerful as to change the final outcome. Each battle uses a category classification system, Category 1 to Category 6, which is based on total agent activity during the battle. Combined agent activity is used to determine the category or level of boosted hack output, for example, 2 times for 10 minutes or 150 hacks. Both factions benefit from this boosted hack output, but only the winning faction earns their victory emblem on the target portal for 4 hours. At launch, access to purchase the battle beacon, 5000 CMU, is restricted to agents with at least 40 million AP. Any agent can participate in the battle, but the ability to host the battle is currently limited to high-level agents. Battle beacons can be deployed in almost any portal. A portal with an existing beacon, for example the Enlightened beacon or Meetup beacon, has its beacon slot already occupied and a battle beacon will fail to deploy. A battle beacon can be deployed on a portal with fireworks or a portal frack already deployed, because these effects will end prior to the conclusion of the 15-minute battle. Additionally, a target portal can be inoculated prior to deploying a battle beacon, preventing ADA, Refractor, or Jarvis virus from being used during the battle to snipe a checkpoint. However, the target portal will still reverse align after each checkpoint. We believe the 5,000 CMU cost will deter abuse, and we're currently discussing ways to mitigate this further. Finally, thank you to everyone who plays tested battle beacons in New Zealand and Taiwan. From your feedback, we picked a reported issue that could have allowed for a single agent to create a level 7 portal, or 2 agents to create a level 8 portal. We also saw different playstyles emerge, from using one battle beacon for a single target portal contest, to deploying multiple battle beacons simultaneously spread throughout a park for something similar to a portal cluster event. We're eager to see how agents use battle beacons to host their own local battles for portal control. As always, we encourage players to follow local health and safety guidelines, such as wearing masks and keeping at least 6 feet of distance from other people. Again, we still have battle beacons in the game. We also have very rare battle beacons that are a bit different now. I'm not sure these ever really landed in the way that Niantic hoped that they would, so it seemed like they were doing them so you could organise small events and kind of do a virtual first Saturday, but have battle beacons, have your local faction battle out. I just don't think the rewards were ever good enough, and there was no badge associated with it, so you couldn't just go and deploy or win 10 battle beacons and then get a badge for that. I think that would have helped, but it could still help. They could still do it in future, but at present, battle beacons are pretty much the same as they were back then when they were introduced. The new features didn't stop though. We had one for October as well that came in. Still in 2020 and moving into, again, a new item that we've had introduced during the pandemic time that we still have now. This is the Kinetic Capsule, which was introduced on the 19th of October 2020. So Kinetic Capsule is a unique type of capsule that crafts items through a combination of XM materials items and kinetic energy charged by walking a predetermined distance. At launch, we are releasing a common kinetic capsule to agents level 6 and higher, which is indestructible and reusable. Level 6 agents can now claim one common kinetic capsule free at the store. There are 4 known programs, which are crafting instructions, for one very rare portal shield, heatsink, multi-hack, or softbank ultralink. After claiming your kinetic capsule from the store, it will appear in your inventory under capsules. The kinetic capsule management menu allows you to select from a menu of known programs, which are instructions that can be executed to craft a specific item. These programs require 6,000 XM and 8 kilometers of walking, in addition to the specific items consumed by the common kinetic capsule. There are 4 very rare items that can be crafted through the common kinetic capsule. So one very rare portal shield consumes 3 rare shields, 3 level 4 or higher XMPs, and 3 level 4 or higher resonators. One very rare heatsink is 3 rare heatsinks, 3 level 4 or higher resonators. One very rare multi-hack is 3 rare multi-hacks and 3 level 4 or higher resonators. And then one softbank ultralink is 3 rare link amps, 3 level 4 XMPs or higher, and 3 level 4 or higher resonators. To help illustrate, in order to craft one softbank ultralink, you must have 3 rare link amps, 3 level 4 XMPs or higher, 3 level 4 resonators or higher in your inventory, and a minimum of 6,000 XM to start your program. Once the kinetic capsule has reached a walking distance of 8 kilometers, you'll receive a comm alert notifying you of the completion and to claim your item. Items consumed for the kinetic capsule program will be immediately removed from your inventory count, and programs cannot be paused or cancelled. Please note that if you've reached your inventory capacity limit while the program is running, the kinetic capsule will still complete the item process and you'll be able to claim the crafted item. For a limited time, 2 bundles will be available in store to help you set foot in your first program with the kinetic capsule. So a kinetic capsule starter bundle, which was free, was 3 rare link amps, 3 level 4 XMPs, 3 level 4 resonators. Kinetic program bundle, 2000 CMU, 3 rare shields, 3 rare multi-hacks, 3 rare heatsink, and 3 rare link amps. In future, additional programs for other items may be discovered through the portal network, and rare or very rare kinetic capsules that can affect walking distance requirements may become available as paid consumable items in the Ingress store. Adventure Sync is not part of this release, but we have updated how distance tracking is measured to be consistent with other Niantic games when Adventure Sync isn't enabled. Your stats on how many kinetic capsule programs completed will be displayed as kinetic capsules completed under Health. As mentioned, we do still have the common kinetic capsule, and the rare kinetic capsule is now purchasable in the store. You do sometimes, very rarely, hack it on the portal network. We don't yet have a very rare kinetic capsule. People have wondered what that would mean and what that would do. But it was thought about back in October 2020, so maybe at some point it'll be realised. We're nearly done with 2020, and then I'll move into 2022. In October 2020, the Ingress team tried something a bit different for live events. On the community forums, they wrote that earlier this year we postponed our planned live events because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Live events will always hold a very special place in Ingress, and we're working on how to experiment with new kinds of gameplay in the current environment. As we continue to navigate through these uncertain times, we'd like to share some updates regarding live events and the Nemesis sequence. The Nemesis sequence remains on hold and will resume with the final Roycam anomaly at a future date yet to be determined. The anomaly points earned from Umbra and Myriad anomalies will be factored into the Nemesis sequence scoring, and its key advantages will be identified and selected in advance by each faction to be used in the final competition. Niantic Project researchers will explore the mysterious Tabula Rasa incident, which seeks to explain the current state of Nemesis sequence. Moving forward, a new competitive season of Ingress begins next month, following November's first Saturday. The EOS Protocol is a 3-stage event spanning November to December with one faction winner. Phase 1, light up the portal network. Phase 2, see with new eyes. Phase 3, capture their minds. We're committed to finding new alternatives for live events that can be played with your safety as our top priority, and look forward to sharing our event plans as they develop. We appreciate all the feedback and suggestions you've shared and continue to share in the Ingress Community Forum. Stay safe and healthy. I won't cover the details of the EOS protocol here because I'll probably save that up again for a backup episode going through some previous anomalies and events. But it was interesting to see that they had a different approach and tried something new on there. I don't really have any notes for 2021, so I suspect I've missed a lot of things out because the next thing we jump to is January 2022, and then what happened with the Curies effect when we were still some pandemic things still going on, obviously in 2022. In January 2022, we got details for the Curies effect, which was an anomaly again a bit different, but obviously the Requiem anomaly was different how we know things now for 2024-2025 anomalies. Niantic Thea posted, what is the TLDR on the Curies effect? For individual medal contribution, interact as a battle beacon combatant on 10 battle beacons in total during the specified time periods between January and March to earn your Curies effect medal. Agents can verify their interaction count by checking their scanners for a new metric called Curies effect under the events category. So they ran from the 22nd of January 2022, 11 am UTC, to Monday 24th of January 2022 to 11 am UTC. And to get that, you had to deploy and interact with rare or very rare battle beacons on any portals. Niantic did also deploy some of the battle beacons on the 23rd of January 2022 from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. local time. And that was just in certain cities on there that they did that. There was again one in February, which ran from the 18th of February 2022, 11 am UTC, to Monday, the 21st of February 2022, 11 am UTC. Same as before, deploy and interact with rare or very rare battle beacons on any portals. Then the Niantic deployment window was the 19th of February 2022 from 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. local time. And they note that Niantic deployed rare battle beacons will appear all over the world. Ornaments will indicate effective portals from now up until NIA deployment time. This post didn't have any details for March, but obviously it did happen in March. Again, I'm not going to go over it in more detail because I'll go over it in a separate podcast about the Curies effect specifically. But again, it was just something that was just different kind of anomaly. It may have been people's first anomaly medal on there because that time you could get together with others, arrange 10 battle beacons, and all go around hacking, recharging, deploying extra resonators on them. Some anomaly purists argue that it shouldn't count as an anomaly for where the medal is placed. As I said, I'm not that precious about it. I know that anomalies have changed how they run many times during Ingress's reign, so it's just a different type of anomaly. We then jump into March 2022, where we got updates to temporary in-game changes that started on the 31st of March 2022. This was from the Ingress Community Forum, and they said, as the world adjusts to a new normal, we continue to evaluate the impact of temporary changes made in 2020 to Ingress on everyday gameplay and list agents' requests and feedbacks via a variety of avenues. Shared earlier this month, the following temporary change will return to its original value, effective in 1 week starting 31st of March. AP for portal recharging will return to its original value of 10 AP, down from 65 AP. To offset this and to encourage more play at portal, we're implementing a temporary change for portal capture. Capturing a portal will increase from 500 AP for first resonator bonus to 675 AP. This means the total AP earned for the first resonator deployed is 675 AP for the first resonator bonus plus 125 AP per resonator, or 800 AP. The following temporary changes remain in place and will be reviewed quarterly. So agents can deploy 2 level 7 resonators per portal. Portal cooldown between hacks is 90 seconds. And again, the capturing a portal that I just mentioned there, going from 500 AP to 675. The following temporary changes have been made permanent. Agents can submit 180 missions. DroneNet enables agents to hack a portal from anywhere and counts towards Sojourner. Level 10 agents can review waypoints within Wayfarer. Level 8 agents on AR core supported devices can submit portal scans. As always, we encourage players to follow local health and safety guidelines such as wearing masks and keeping at least 6 feet of distance from other people. I do wonder how many times I've said that during this podcast. I then want to move on to the next anomaly series, which is Kythera. The Kythera anomaly was similar to the Curies one. So they said that Kythera Phase 1 is expected to occur from Friday, April 15th, 2022, 11am ETC to Monday 18th of April 2022, 11am ETC, and reach its maxima on Sunday 17th of April. Starting shortly, NIA Section 14 will start to ornament some of the portal locations that will be targeted by Kythera during Phase 1. NIA Section 14 will deploy rare battle beacons on Sunday, April 17th on Kythera targeted portals between 2:30pm and 5:30pm local time. The NIA strongly advises agents take control of these Kythera targets for case investigation. The NIA also encourages agents to deploy rare or very rare battle beacons on portals they believe will disturb Kythera during the Phase 1 event window from the 15th to 18th of April. Now, I'll just cover the medal. Again, I'll cover this anomaly in further detail in future. So to earn the medal, any agents who's interacted with at least 10 battle beacons scored at any of the 3 Kythera phases will be awarded the in-app Kythera medal. This medal will be awarded as soon as agents meet such criteria. Agents who've already been awarded the in-app Kythera medal in an earlier event phase will not receive a second medal in a later phase. To assist agents, the Kythera anomaly metric will remain in your agent profile for the duration of the Kythera anomaly series to help you monitor your individual process. As mentioned, they were looking how to do anomalies during that time, and this was the same as Curies, where you were deploying and interacting with battle beacons, but Niantic did target some locations that got it anyway. In July of 2022, we were finally told that the previously cancelled Requiem anomaly got rescheduled, and it was still in Munich, but it was now known as Superposition. And instead of forming part of the Nemesis sequence, it worked into the one that was ongoing with the Kythera and Curies anomalies, and had details about that I will go through in, again, more detail later time. But phase 1 of it happened from Friday 29th of June 2022, 11am UTC, to Monday 1st of August, 11am UTC. And there were regional cells selected, and Munich was the primary site as mentioned. And for earning the medal there, it was any agents who's interacted with at least 10 battle beacons scored at any of the 2 superposition phases, and again rewarded as soon as someone's reached it on there. That about wraps up 2022. There's a few little bits that came from 2023 that I'm going to get into now, and then see what we were left with after the pandemic was over. In February 2023, we got an update on the Ingress site about MZFPK and the 2023 anomaly seasons. This one was a bit different to the Kythera and Curies anomalies. So for MZFPK, that took place globally on 18th of March. To earn this anomaly medal, you had to complete the 6 tasks, so you should be used to this kind of thing now from the daily tasks that we get in the game, but those obviously weren't present in 2023. It's kind of a test for them. So you had to trek 6 kilometers, complete 60 hacks, deploy 60 resonators, deploy 16 mods, earn 60 glyph points, and destroy 24 resonators. Make sure you did that between 12am and 11:59pm local time on the 18th of March 2023. If you did all of that, then you got your MZFPK anomaly medal. This is when they also announced details for upcoming anomalies, so Echo, Control, and Discovery. For anyone that's listened to the podcast for a little while, I started my podcast kind of at the end of the Discovery series on there, so I started to cover some bits on that. And then there's just one final update that we got on the 30th of October from the FEV Games team as well. This was regarding changes to First Saturday events. So the Ingress team noted, as you may have heard, beginning January 6, 2024, the First Saturday medal will be awarded in-person participants only. Agents can still join virtual events to stay connected with others remotely, but the first Saturday mail grant will require in-person participation. COVID-19 is still an active presence in our communities, and we continue to remind agents to follow guidelines from local health authorities when playing, but in-person meetups are an important aspect to Ingress and wish to encourage more local play. The original intent behind First Saturday was a community-organised initiative to bring agents together across faction lines and to help new recruits get to know their local communities. There are ways to do this virtually or remotely also, but we believe it's now time to return these in-person First Saturday events. First Saturday events can help to nudge more agents to gather outdoors in public meeting places, building connection with places and people. Walking outdoors has many benefits, not just limited to game rewards. Ingress is better with friends, and we believe this move will have a positive impact on agents, their communities, and on Ingress. With recording this in April 2025, obviously it's been like that now for a little while. I'm quite used to the in-person First Saturday events. I don't know how many virtual ones still go on these days. And then finally, to wrap it up, I just want to go over what changes were made permanent that we were left with in the game as a result of all the pandemic COVID things and the way that Ingress had to change. So after you've heard me talk about COVID, pandemic, lockdown things and all the changes in Ingress for about 40 minutes, what were we actually left with that stayed permanent? Agents can still submit 180 missions. DroneNet is still an active thing that allows agents to hack a portal from anywhere. Level 10 agents is now been changed to level 8, can rate way spots within Wayfarer. Level 8 agents on AR core supported devices can submit portal scans. I don't know off the top of my head whether that's changed. The AP for capturing a portal is increased from 500 AP to 675 AP. We do obviously have things like the kinetic capsule, fireworks, battle beacons, Apex that are still present in the game as well, that came out during that time. Whether they were rushed through development or whether they were already planned for that time, it's not clear. There's obviously some things mentioned that we don't have, like varying degrees of Apex, very rare kinetic capsules. Maybe they got dropped during that time. As I mentioned, with it being looking back on 5 years since the initial lockdowns, I thought it'd be good to go over what changed in Ingress during COVID, how communities managed, and what we did to kind of keep each other going during this game where we're meant to be outside in the real world and couldn't go out in a lot of places. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you enjoyed the teasers for future anomaly related episodes based on previous anomalies. I'll go through those at some point. Hope you all have a great Sunday. I'll be back next week as usual, but as I said, enjoy your Sunday. Happy hacking, agents. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do that on a few channels. So on Threads under the name ingress.insights, on Instagram under the name ingress.insights as well. Twitter/X, which posts episodes of the podcast, is under Ingress Insights, no dot in that one. And you can also watch these episodes on YouTube under Ingress Insights Podcast. You can send us a voice message by visiting the podcaster's Spotify page. And finally, you can buy Ingress Insights merch, such as mugs, pins, t-shirts, by going to freepublic.com/user/ingress-insights. And on there, you'll see all the designs that we've got listed at the moment. There are some new ones that will be coming up at some point soon. But you can buy your Ingress Insights mug, hats, t-shirts, tote bags, anything like that you want. Thank you again for listening. Hope you tune in next week. If you do like the show, please do rate it on the podcast service you're listening to. I look forward to speaking with you all about Ingress again.
Intel package transferred.